Money over everything. Self-made. But right now, shout it. You looking like money. I'm talking about real money. Huh? Yeah. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. I go and get it and I let her count it for me. I touch her good and she always ride it for me. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money.
Welcome to Smoke and Mirrors Uncut, episode 4. Episode 4. We got 2 special guests today. 2 special guests. We got D Stizzle back.
Oh, he's back on the mic.
Yeah. We got another special guest. What's your name?
You can call me Miss Money.
Miss Money.
Miss Money.
What?
Fellas, you gotta see Miss Cash.
You really do. Ooh.
And we always got
Not only
Detroit.
You got your boy.
And B Moore.
Yep.
And me, Jay Lee. You already know who I am. So, we're going to start off with our first topic. We talked about it last episode, but we're going to revamp on it a little bit. Can you cheat and be truly forgiven? Can you cheat and be truly forgiven?
We want to hear from the females.
Yeah,
since you rolled in Miss Money, we'd love to hear what you
I
have
will
to
say
about
that I have forgiven wholeheartedly.
And when you say wholeheartedly,
I mean, I took him back and
what are you saying?
and just was like, it is what it is. But I ain't gonna forget. Every time your phone rings and you answer, my ears are up. Who you talking to?
Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Did we not talk about this last episode?
Yes, you did.
But I forgave. But that don't mean I trust you. Now I lost all trust.
If you lost all trust,
it's 2 different topics though, because we're talking trust and forgiving. Like, I will forgive you, but now I don't trust you.
But if you lost trust, then how can you say you honestly forgave him?
I will forgive you, but I will not trust you. It takes a long time.
So, in other words, you're saying, I'll take you back, but I'm going to torture you.
I'm a side eye you. I ain't going to torture you. I'm not going to get you back. I don't feel any, I don't get anything from, like, revenge. I don't get nothing from it. So
it's not about that.
No.
Okay. For you.
So why keep him?
I didn't.
If you forgave him, you kept him, right?
You had to keep it for a little bit.
I did.
You had to.
It was 10 whole years.
Okay.
It was, wasn't all bad, wasn't all good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
He upset my stomach a little bit.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about why you kept him and why it was necessary for you to continue on after the fact?
When you're younger and you just have this image in your head, you're like, oh, I want to be married by this time, and you go through all these phases, and I'm like, this guy has so much potential because he's smart. To this day, he's like, I still think he's a great guy, but he just did dumb shit, and it was like, every time I forgave him, I grew a little bit, but I saw he stayed the same. And every year it would be, I grew more, and he would stay the same. So eventually it was like, thanks for the growth, but bye.
I need to go after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did you feel within those years you gave up a lot to try?
I sacrificed more than a lot. I gave 110%.
Because you obviously forgave me. You brought him back later. That takes a lot.
And it was more than just the cheating. It was like, he was physically abusive. It was a whole lot.
Definitely
we don't want to go down that road, but it was just a lot attached to that man. So, life goes on. You learn your lessons, and you try not to deal with the same type of person over and over and over.
For one, I like to say that it's a big thing to be able to not repeat that cycle if you're dealing with somebody that's physical. So I just appreciate you as a woman being able to say that you didn't repeat that cycle. On another hand, we would say is when you talk about it's more than just the cheating, it's more than just even maybe the physical abuse.
It's emotional abuse too.
Okay.
Because I wasn't. I don't see myself as like the flyest, dopest chick in the world, you know. But when I'm with somebody, I'm assuming like you with me like for a certain reason.
She probably the flyest.
Would you stop? So,
but keep going.
But he tore me down a lot. It was always like talking about my weight, and then like I had lost a lot of weight. I was just working out, walking every day. And then I got down to like 140 pounds, and he was like, "Oh, you look sick." And I'm like, "Oh, which way is it? Like, am I going to be fat? Am I going to be skinny? You're not going to be happy?" Oh, but when we broke up, and I was thick as hell, then it was like, "Oh, damn, girl, you look good."
So he saw you walking down the street with Malcolm. He was like, "Damn, look at that shit."
Yeah, you know.
Why did I do that?
We want to know what you feel about this still, because I feel like you had a epiphany when she talked about that. What do you think, still?
No, I mean the only point I came out with, I was just curious. She said she forgave him. You know, she dealt with the situation, but I'm wondering, did you really forgive him, or did you just tolerate him?
Yeah, I forgave him. It was like for a long time we didn't talk about his infidelity. It was just tucked away. That was something that I didn't want to keep revisiting because I didn't want to keep hurting. And then it was like when it happened again, it was like, "Look, nigga, stop. Like, I'm giving you your last chance. I'm gonna stomp
So you really let it go, or did you suppress it?
I let it go because I didn't want to like keep revisiting the same situation over and over again. I don't want to keep bringing up an argument. I'm not the type to sit there and want to argue with you. I got shit to do. I got kids. I got you. I got me. I got jobs. I don't want to spend my day being mad.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. I give you that much credit.
Just, like, letting it go, that was the best solution for me.
Ultimately.
Yes.
But when you were still forgiving him, and as you say, forgiving him and kept dealing with him and his misbehaviors, I would say.
The nigga cheated. Go ahead.
We're not motherfucking cutting no corners right now. We're keeping in the buck.
Keep it uncut and raw.
Now, hold on. No, on some real shit, this is something we talked about on our last episode. What is cheating to you?
Thank you.
Oh, she rubbing her eyes.
I could come up with a long list.
Well, let's come up with that list. Come on with a short list, though.
I'm gonna tell you.
Give us your top 3.
Anything you don't want your woman doing. You don't want to text another nigga. Don't text another female. You don't want to go out like be seen with another guy. Don't be out there seeing another female. Don't sleep with other females. Like anything you don't want your woman doing, you shouldn't do to her.
So in other words, once you say you're my man and he says you're my woman, automatically you control him, he controls you.
It's not about control. You should have self-control not to do these things.
The men are agreeing with this right now, as you can hear from the sounds. You heard that.
I mean, what's wrong with a little bit of self-control? Now, when I was in that relationship, I was a little younger. But I matured a lot. It was like I cut people off. I pretty much put myself in a box. I'm doing all these wifey things, with a girlfriend status. So I learned my lesson there. It was like, stop. But it's just I didn't do him like he did me. Like I got guys throwing me numbers, and I don't want that. Like, but for him, he go shit in my pocket. I'm gonna call this bitch man. He's staying out all night. Let me come in after 6:50 p.m. It's an argument. It's an argument. And I'm like, I just got off from work.
Wow.
The same rules apply. I'm wrong?
No.
It's
not about whether you're being wrong or not.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead. Troy.
So you said about the number thing, right? We talked about this in our last episode about what's cheating and what's not cheating, what you consider cheating. So if he gets that number, let's say you're dating Mr. B more, right? He grabs a number from a female. He's like, send his phone. Is that cheating? Do you consider that cheating?
Yeah. That's
For you, that's a cheating.
Intent.
It's
It's called intent.
We got a lawyer over here.
We in the court. We in Cumberland County, and we about to go to court on this motherfucker.
So how would you know? How would you know that he took a number from another female?
I wouldn't know because I'm at the age where I just turned 40, but you know. I'm not about to spend that type of energy going through your phone.
That was my point. That was my point.
That's something we talked about.
That was my point.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about men. I'm gonna tell you one thing about men, and this is God's honest truth.
Come on.
Y'all niggas move differently when you cheat.
Oh, really?
Women do that.
How the fuck?
Okay.
Skittish.
People
like what?
don't
You're
move different.
paranoid. Like what?
People don't move different. Is it just men?
No, females too.
Okay.
But men are, you know.
Well, let her speak from the female's perspective.
Men pretty
So-
much
so-
show it more than people. Like a female should take it to a grade. Man would be like, what number? What girl? What are you talking about?
What's the example of what a man showing symptoms of cheating?
Just doing the most. Like instead of like just answering the phone, like, oh, you gotta walk off to get it. Like, that's the dumbest shit.
I'm not even gonna lie.
It's like,
That's some dumb shit.
that's stupid. But they
That
do
is some
it,
dumb
and it's
shit.
like you just sit there and be amazed, like you really took this phone call. Like, all right, you know.
This is how we doing it. That's what you're thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
This how we doing it. You think I'm dumb enough to not know what's going on?
People usually act differently when they're cheating. Some people can hold it together, some people can't. It's like, you know, your body language tells, or it's just your schedule changes. It's something thrown off about you. But females, when I say we got this intuition, when I say a nigga will stink, he will stink. He
But
will.
I have a question.
I'll tell
Yes.
you what.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
D Stizzle.
Still.
When you got together with this gentleman, I'm calling him gentleman because I know him personally. I'm on here on your side.
I appreciate that because me and him are really good friends.
It's cool.
Okay.
So, you know, when you got together with this gentleman, did y'all talk and make the agreement of what's technically quote unquote cheating and not cheating?
No, this was a older relationship, so it wasn't important to me. I'll say that. Like I felt like in my head, I didn't have to say it. Nowadays, I feel like you have to be like, you can't cheat, you can't do this. I feel like you shouldn't have to have a list of rules because we're adults. But then some people are like, unless you tell me I can't cheat, I want to cheat.
I don't really think it's about whether you tell them they can cheat or not. It's something that we touched on in the last episode.
But why?
It's basically,
why
what is cheating and what isn't cheating?
Why do I have to verbally tell you what you can and cannot do as an adult?
Because there's a difference in what people believe is cheating.
So if I take a guy's number and we're dating, that's not cheating. That's not intent.
What do you mean dating?
It's not intent.
If you take a guy's number, you take a guy's number.
That's not intent.
Intent of what?
Of cheating.
Not necessarily. It depends on what you are. Like, honestly, I own a business. So if I own a business right now, so I take a female's number, is it because I'm cheating or is it because of my business?
No, that's business.
You just twisted that all up.
It's completely different. But that's what I'm trying to say. I was with you. Oh, you're not with me no more?
I was with you.
Tell me why you're not with me. Tell me why you're not with me. Bro. Tell me why you're not with me. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, when it goes back to the question of forgiving, guess what? At the end of the day, you know, after the 10 years was over, I had to forgive him. I had to let it go. Like all the shit you did to me and everything that he had said and all the tearing me down and all that. And he was like, you know, he tried to come back and I said, I can't do it and I won't do it.
Yeah.
And I had to forgive to move on. Because if I didn't, I would have been stuck in the same headspace as far as like, niggas ain't shit, and I'm not trying to date nobody like right now.
What you talking about? Was that for you? Or was that for you? Know what I'm saying? Was that for you or for yourself?
Hey, done with her right now.
Hey, I wish y'all could see this because my boy.
Terrible.
Oh my God.
But I like that. I like that because the fact is, your forgiveness, to me personally, your true forgiveness didn't happen or didn't occur until you let him go.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you forgiveness kicked in.
In the beginning I forgave, and like I said, I didn't want to dwell on it. It was like moving past it, but I didn't forget. But in the end, it was like you had to truly, 100%. I'm like, I forgive you. Like for everything you've done, it's okay.
How can you forgive and forget? You're still with the person.
You can, but it's hard.
Forgive and forget?
Oh, you will never forget. You're never gonna forget.
With that
I saw it too when I got dressed.
What you mean? What you mean? Hold on, say it.
Get out of here.
No.
You can't. You can't forgive and forget. You can't, but you can forgive. You can forgive and move on.
Mm-hmm.
You can. I've seen relationships where people cheated and they just chose to move forward. But I don't want to be in another relationship where like I have to tell you not to cheat and then you do cheat or whatever the situation is. I'd rather just be single.
So let's put something different to it. Let's say it's not a.
Don't pay him no mind.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No.
Let's say if it's not a boyfriend. Or whatever,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
This is a committed relationship. This is your husband. All right. And it's just somehow. Does that change the?
It does.
What's
okay.
It really does.
Did she answer that?
I did.
Yeah,
I said
did.
anything that you don't want your woman doing.
Yeah.
That's a solid answer.
That is.
So does that change the perspective of what you?
Yeah, because I think marriage is more of an effort than just the boyfriend girlfriend. Boyfriend girlfriend is like, okay, bye tomorrow.
Okay, so
yes.
Marriage is more like this
Most
was something
definitely.
that we work towards.
I'm gonna keep adding to the layer. All right.
God damn, go ahead.
Yeah. So there's a boyfriend. There's children involved. Does that change the dynamic of how you feel about what's cheating? How much you're going to forgive and forget? How's that change? Or does it stay the same of if you didn't have that?
Why do you want to add kids? Is these his kids?
They're yours. They're yours together.
Damn.
Just one. Just one kid. Not two, just the one.
Wild card.
Worst mistake most women make are I stayed with them because of the kids.
Really?
Which is not a good excuse to stay with somebody, right? That's not a good
Because
excuse.
what happens when these kids are 18 and grown and they move on and they have their friends and they have a life and then you're stuck there by yourself, lonely, while he or she is doing whatever the fuck they want to do.
Yeah.
Now, question. I know some women that stick with their dude for the kids because they feel as though. But listen. I know they do it because they feel as though it keeps the family together. The father is in the child's life. It's a sacrifice.
On whose behalf?
It's
and what kind of sacrifice are we talking about?
It's a sacrifice on her behalf, definitely. Is she sacrificing her happiness for her kids' happiness?
She's definitely sacrificing.
Because you got some fathers, the minute you all get divorced, he has nothing to do with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And this happens a lot. Because he punishes the mother for them not being together.
That's a different type of hate that builds up. Okay, Terry, shut up.
Yeah.
It's all good in the hood.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a different type of hate that's building up in her when she stays and it's like he leaves and then like he kind of shows his true character when he leaves and doesn't want anything to do with the kids. So you stayed together for the kids and he like fuck them kids, fuck you, bye. I'm about to enjoy life. That's a different type of like.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah.
But that's still you still got mothers that do it
to
keep the family together. To keep
all the time.
And they stay together, and a lot of times people from broken homes, it affects the kids. It affects their schoolwork. It affects them in the future for happiness and stuff like that. So. Do you think it's willing to risk?
I think they stay together because they want to raise their kids in a single family unit, like but at the same time it's a facade, and eventually your facade is going to crack. Kids are not stupid. As they get older, they notice like our daddy might not be around as much, or mommy's in her room all the time. Like, kids aren't stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're going to be affected either or. But I would never be the type to stay with somebody because for my kids' sake. No.
Yeah.
No.
I respect that.
I got 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies.
Yeah.
And what was the point? Like, there was no point of staying with anybody.
Right.
I knew what I was getting.
Well,
Most women don't. They know what they got and they know what they get, and they still be like, I want to be with him. For what? He's gonna end up, shit out of luck.
Well, go ahead, Marv. I see you wanna speak upon.
No, I mean, I got a couple comments. It's me. So
Well, let's go.
Shoot.
As far as Jay Lee,
Yes, sir.
yeah, that I had to totally disagree with that whole the kids do better with the parents sticking together. That concept is not a positive thing. I have three different baby moms. But one of my moms, my son is 21, but it is what it is. So did 3 different moms, but my kids flourished when we separated instead of being together. Because like Miss Money said, kids ain't dumb. They sense that tension.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel the difference. And when we separated, my kids exploded educationally. Because I did my share, their mom did their share, and then also, with me being the non-custodial parent, I did over. So my kids was like, shit, I'm winning.
Yeah.
I get love from mom and dad is going overboard on top of it. I'm glad y'all are separated. Because when y'all was together, y'all spent too much time arguing, you didn't spend any type of time.
Shit wasn't working.
You know what I'm saying? So that being together for the kids, I hope women don't do that still to this day. Because that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But I also believe the fact is, if, like we spoke about in one of our recordings that I was on, that if a person comes to me and say, you cheated on me, at that point, there's no need to try to tolerate or quote unquote forgive me. Because obviously I did something that you said was wrong. And that means that we never came accord from the door, saying that we never made that rule. Okay, if I do this, it's wrong, or this and that. So if I did that, if I crossed that line, voluntarily or involuntarily, it's over. Because at that point, what I did is wrong.
Having sex like with another person while you're in a relationship is a long ass accident. It's like the longest accident. I know. I didn't mean it. Man, that was the longest. I didn't mean it ever.
Straight slow motion.
Are we speaking from experience?
We just speaking. Oh, who talking about me?
Period.
Now you just made me feel super guilty.
Oh, shit. No, you know what?
Hypothetically.
We're back to hypothetically.
Hypothetically. On some real shit, all of us, I think a lot of people can identify with having children with people that they probably not want to have children with. But at the same time,
You said all of us. I'm confused.
no, I didn't say all of us. I said some of us.
Oh,
I said most of us.
Give me a shot.
I won't say all. I'll say this. Some of us identify with having children with people that we would rather not have children with. But a question I'd beg to differ is, would you give back those children that you have?
Absolutely not. I don't even regret it.
Would you? Exactly.
No.
And I think that kind of quells all of maybe possibility of who you had that child with. Because sometimes who you had that child with might not be the ideal, but you had this child right here and this child right here has done X, Y, and
They
Z.
weren't ideal at all.
It's never ideal.
We know.
Yeah, I don't regret having them, or I had my kids young. I had my first one at 15. So she's 25. I don't regret it. I feel bad because I embarrassed my mother at the time, and then the second one, she came. She's 21, she'll be 22, and me and her dad, we were together for quite some time, like 2 years. It just didn't work out. He was younger than me. He did young boy shit. O and B. Third one, we were together for 2 years. We were going to get married, and it was going to be just all these wonderful things. He was a cheater. Hey, he walked away. I didn't say, "Oh my God, please stay." I'm not doing all that. Like, as my kids got older, it was like I have an open door policy. You don't have to call me to come see your kids. Like, y'all know where I live at.
True.
Only one took the opportunity to actually visit often. Everybody else was like, "Fuck them kids," and they shouldn't feel some type of way when my daughters act the way they act towards them, because it was like, you knew where my mom lived at. You never really came to visit. You acted the way you acted.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I don't regret. I would never give the kids back. I mean, sometimes.
Maybe just a little. You know what I'm saying?
I would trade all 3 girls for 3 pit bulls.
4 minutes. No, but honestly, I feel like that's majority of the response. Even if people didn't plan on having a child or think about having a child, once they have that child, they like, this is my child. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking back what I had from this union, whether I agreed with the union or not agreed with the union. I feel though majority of the times, and I'm not talking about them, I will say low life motherfuckers that don't care about their kids, that don't give a fuck about whether they live or die. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about in general. In general, people care about their kids.
I think there's a special gene embedded in a few men. I'm not gonna say all men. Just some men love their children, like from birth, and then there's those guys that's like, I ain't want that motherfucker. And you don't know it until you have those kids. It's like,
I can't.
And once you have it, it's too late. It's like, hey, it's me and yours, or it's just mine.
So I got a question real quick.
I agree with you on that. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Troy.
So what attracted you to these? Let's dig in. Uncut. Let's go, man.
Uncut.
People.
Something driving right now.
I
Got real quiet.
Tall men. My oldest daughter's dad is 6'4". Damn.
Dude's real sad.
Second one is 6'2". So apparently that didn't work out for me. So I decided to go a little lower because I'm only 5'3". Like, so I'm like, oh, let me not hit 6 feet this time. So I went for 5'11".
6 feet 5'11". D Stizzle still out. What is that? What is that?
She said she settled for your height, bro.
I'm sorry.
Oh man.
We don't want to be the ones to. It is what it is.
The last one, he was more of a charmer. It was like he was older than me. I was 20, probably 20. He was 25, 26. So outside looking in, I'm thinking this guy has his shit together. And then like when things start falling into place, it was like, what the fuck is going on with your life? And I turned out to be like the more responsible one. He already had 3 other kids, or 4. And I didn't even know about until like I show up to the doctor's appointment one day and his baby mom worked there and she was like, "Oh, your baby's by so and so. That's my son's dad." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, that's how I found out.
Wow. I think we said wow at the same time.
When we talk about men problems, because honestly, on this podcast, we're men. And we talk about men problems.
Yeah, I think I'm a man.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's interesting to hear a female's point of view of what's going on between her kids, between the fathers and stuff like that. So
question. This is another topic that we have visited earlier, but let me quote the actual topic word for word. So if a guy takes a girl on a vacation, he decides, I'm gonna take you out.
I'm gonna take you on.
Jamaica, mom. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
This man.
Y'all just met. Y'all only been dating for like a couple of weeks. Okay. Okay.
Couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
That's hard to swallow. Go ahead.
I'm taking you to Jamaica.
Not a couple of weeks. Let's say
Jamaica, mom.
You know him enough to know to send them.
But y'all haven't been intimate
vacation.
yet. I'll put it like that.
I was about to say
you have not been intimate.
I have not been intimate.
Okay, so he takes you on a vacation.
Why you got that throw up looking?
Okay, so question.
Dexter, sing.
Do you go? And if you go, do you feel as though you're required to give him sex?
I'm not required to do a goddamn.
We got the right one. We got the right one, baby.
I feel as though if he offers you to take you somewhere, that should not be a requirement. It's like, unless he says, "Hey, we're going to Jamaica and we're gonna have sex on the beach." That's a different scenario. Not saying we're going to Jamaica, because I'm going to be like, all right, flip flop, smoke weed. When that's going to be our trip. That's not a requirement though.
Would you feel like
I'm gonna bring a bag of pads?
Yeah, would you feel like that's your requirement?
Yeah, that's the
sling it over myself. That's gonna be my. Yeah, I'm not.
But that's the thing.
Would you feel like that's your requirement?
No, it's not even an obligation. It's not a requirement or an obligation. It's not.
So you would feel comfortable just chill. Let's just say he take you out for a week. You would feel comfortable sleeping with him because you know he ain't getting no twin bed. He ain't getting no twin bed.
So we gotta kind of respond.
People are weird. No,
people are weird.
People are weird these days. Suppose I get over there, right?
You're absolutely right.
If I was to go anywhere with anybody, I'm not obligated or required to do anything with them. It's just I will go on a trip. I think a month is too soon.
A month is too soon to go on vacation.
Some people are like, fall in love right away. I'm that type of. I'm a side eye the shit out of you for like at least 60 days. Like I can't see myself just hopping on a plane with somebody I just met. It's weird.
So you're not a believing first love, first sight type of love.
No.
So let's say you on one of those Tinders, you know what I'm saying? And you swiping left, then all of a sudden you see John Blaze. Oh, look at John Blaze. You're not gonna fall in love with that picture. Then you finally
I think
see
she's thinking about the real John Blaze. She's thinking about Hot Nickels.
So you don't believe in? I see this guy in the club or whatever or wherever. God, he is gorgeous, and you get to talk to him, and then you're like, yes, he's the man. He's the guy. You guys hit it off. Let's say you hit it off for the first week, right? And he's like, you know what? Let's go on vacation. Let's go to Jamaica, Mom.
She laughed and she covered it.
All right, the older I got, the less I went for looks. It was like,
but let's hypothetically.
Okay, this is your hypothetical.
Yeah.
Hold up now.
He is
that's a whole nother round right there.
That's
a whole nother round, yo.
Let's go hypothetically, right?
All right.
You know,
just because you fine don't mean I'm gonna have to give you my ass though.
Y'all hit it off. He's gorgeous. He wooed you to death. Now you in Jamaica.
Got the 8-packs going on.
You got the wind.
Got the braids in his hand.
Look, this money.
Got the linen pants on.
The linen is
jacket
breeze. The linen is flowing in the breeze. Nice wind. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, he Dexter?
Oh, he Dexter.
He's Dexter? He's swinging.
You see it through the linen. You see it through the linen. You know what it is.
Sing a Jamaican song.
You know what it is.
It's not a requirement.
You know what it's in for.
So what you gonna do?
I mean, do I have to have sex with you to get back on the plane? Is that you didn't buy round tickets?
You bought round tickets. He can't take your name off of it.
Oh, okay, but then no.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
if it's a connection, he'll wait until we come back. If it's that type of connection, if it's not a physical, lustful, you know,
not just love.
Okay.
Brothers, can I ask a question?
What's that?
Go ahead.
My question is this, because since you're taking advantage of the female being here,
Damn
I apologize every day coming to you.
Men always take advantage of females. That's it.
My question is this. Miss Money.
Wages and everything.
Is there a certain time limit that if you had sex with a person, is it too many days?
Oh my God.
Do you have
I was about to bring that up.
Oh! Days?
I was about to bring that up.
What is it?
Why y'all trying to bring out the inner hoe? Alright, listen. Let
him finish. Go ahead, still.
No, I'm just saying, is there
it what?
Yeah, is there
the 90-day rule? You know, like that Steve Harvey. That Steve Harvey.
No, please don't mention
Don't you say Steve Harvey. You about to make his whole place blow up.
Yeah, don't you mention his name.
How do I say this?
Careful.
Depending on the attraction, I've made people wait like long periods of time. I'm talking about 6 months. Like I let them chase me down. Like chase me down to bitch. You got my sock. Like that's the type of chase. I like that. Yeah.
Wow.
And then it's like my ex. He was like kind of light skin, sexy, bow legged, and I was like, ugh, gotta get him some. Snatch his ass up.
Was it the bow legged?
It was his walk.
Yeah.
It's the walk.
It was serious. Oh yeah.
So what? All right. So yeah, let's go there. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go there.
While we there.
Yo, whenever he says let's go there, oh my God.
We're gonna have to switch subjects.
We're gonna have to pray.
While we here,
he was tall. Yeah, bow legs.
And light skin.
And light skin.
Go give me some.
You said, you know what? I got the.
Is that it?
So how important are physical features or
attributes
are for the woman when she looks at the male? How important is that?
Very.
Because it's the first thing, right?
I mean, okay. Say I'm seeing you and you just got off of work. I think the sexiest thing.
Just got out the water.
Off
work.
Oh, off work. That's what I said. Water. Water go from? What is that?
Just to let y'all know, Troy probably lives in water.
We got Aquaman over here.
He wakes up and water's just falling over his balls.
just dripping off.
You know what I'm saying?
It's to see a man in his uniform. So if you're a man that has like you do construction work, I'm expecting dirty fingernails and all that. I think that is just like the sexiest thing.
Who has a uniform?
Troy and D Stizzle have uniforms on right now.
but I'm too short. I'm still gonna put my
I
beard
might
in.
reach the requirement.
Well,
I reached the height requirement.
I will not speak for every woman. What I will say is the first thing I notice about a man is number one, his teeth. I don't know why, because at least 5 of my boyfriends either was missing a tooth or all.
Damn, bro.
Oh my God.
Get your gaps fixed.
Can they have a gap in this?
I've had the gap.
Oh, God.
I'm done.
His feet. When a man approaches me, the first thing I do is straight to the floor. Like, if he's not in uniform and you have like some busted ass woos on, bitch, I want to fight you. That's pretty much the level I'm on.
So you saying if it's
Shoes or feet, though?
yeah, if you
Both.
What's the difference?
Nigga, if I see you with your bare feet on at Wawa, we gotta fight.
so wait a minute, I can't have flip flops on, the ones that go between the toes, the thumb joints.
I mean, are your toes?
But what if my toes is nice looking though?
I like that.
Hold on.
I like
Because I'm
that.
taking
Tell
care of
everybody where you from. Tell everybody where you
my
from.
footses.
So they know where your perspective comes from. Where you from?
I don't want to tell everybody where I'm
What?
That's
Okay,
hard.
she don't want to do that.
She's a Jersey girl.
So question. I got a question for the fellas. I'm tired of putting Miss Money on the spot.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm here.
You know.
Okay.
She's new to the club, so we
Okay.
gotta,
Look,
we gotta grill a little bit.
we need a
Don't beat
female
me up when I
perspective.
got-
So question. If you get the draws on the first night,
Oh, shit.
is she
Okay.
wifey
Mm.
or is she not?
Branch.
You first.
Oh, wow. He didn't say B-more.
No, I'm saying branch.
He didn't even say
B-more?
B-more. Oh, wow.
Yo, on some real shit, Branch and B more
I'll
same.
find it.
Same guy. Branch be more same guy.
Same guy.
But when I call him
Same
Branch,
shit.
when I call him Branch, I really wanted to go as deep.
It wouldn't be good to win. You know what I'm saying?
Make
So,
some things flat.
I'm going to tell you like this. What was the question again? Let me hear it again.
If you get the
Let
draws,
me hear it.
if you get the draws on the first night,
Mm-hmm.
is she
Draws on the
the
first night.
is she the wifey type or
Or
is she not?
I'm gonna tell you like this. It straight up depends on the person.
Okay.
That's how I am. Just because you get the draws on the first night don't mean that she do that with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
On some real shit, that could mean that you the dude.
Mm-hmm.
You got that from her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, ain't nobody else get that from her. But you got that from her.
Mm-hmm.
So because you got that from her, does that mean that she's not wifey material?
Okay.
And honestly, on that, it really depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want that to be wifey or not? Do you feel like that's wifey or not?
Okay.
How long you wait really doesn't depend on whether you're a lady or not. What depends on that is who you give up to. Is it everybody? Is it anybody? Or is it certain people? You know what I'm saying? So anybody that I've ever been in a relationship with, for me personally, it's been kind of quick.
But it wasn't the first night though.
Yeah, he talking about
Not
first night.
technically.
I'm talking first
He
night.
talking about first night. He ain't talking
You
about
talking
like
about first
first
night?
week. First
Your first date.
First night,
You
first
got
night.
4 hours in.
First date?
He said
First date is different.
4
than
hours
first
in.
night.
First date is
First date is
that's the
different
first
than
time.
first night.
First
They
date.
just got
First
done
date
watching
no.
the
is
movie.
different than first
First
night.
time you
It
met
was
her.
really Netflix and
First
chill.
night.
First night you
First
met
night
her.
I met her, no.
4 hours in, man.
First night I met her, no.
Yeah.
First night I met her, no. But I wouldn't say contrary to that. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because even it's a couple of people that I've been with long term, recently, long term. You know what I'm saying? That didn't happen exactly the first night, but it was rather quick.
Yeah, but we're talking about.
But they knew.
We're talking about first night.
First night. No, I can't say anything about that.
Yeah, first night.
So
How
what
about you,
Can't
Mr.
say anything
Stizzle?
about
Yeah. D
How about
Stizzle?
you?
D Stizzle?
He like what?
First night.
Before I answer the question,
We know. I already know.
No.
This is
We want you
D
to answer the
The
question.
killer.
First night.
Nah, he about to throw out
You need
First night.
some
I need
stipulations.
clarification. I need a clarification.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I don't look at any female as far as I want a wife. That's what I said. You didn't need clarification. So, if I'm with her and I get there that first night, if I'm feeling her and that first night continues, it is what it is. But at the same aspect, the reason why I said I need to do a definition because I don't look for wife.
What do you look for?
I look for partner.
Okay.
Now, difference between wife and partner is if things go awry, we can separate and still be friends.
Mm-hmm.
But when you take a wife, that's when problem starts. Because if y'all don't have the same definition of a wife-husband type scenario, it's whoa. But I take a partner. Now, that partner could be with me from now to I die. Or from now until I nut. It's either or.
You heard that? Ding.
Ding.
Somebody trying to make her wifey tonight.
Trying to wipe it up.
Yeah.
Somebody trying to wipe it up.
So I mean,
home.
for me to really fully honestly answer that question, I need you and I to be on the same page of the question.
Okay.
So that's it.
So you're saying that just because you hit it on the first night does not mean automatically eliminate her from the wifey potential?
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no, because if a woman hit it, give me to the first night, I know that. Okay, well she knows what she likes,
Okay.
and she ain't about what society said, this and that. She knows what she likes, and she goes after what she likes.
So your opinion of her would not change at all.
Oh no, sir, no sir.
You was a grown man. And
I like
Okay. Detroit. What you thinking, Detroit?
I wasn't thinking.
Okay.
Right, that ain't go ahead.
I was
So hypothetically.
Hey, everybody just calm down.
Answer the question.
Everybody just calm down.
He's stalling.
I know. Everybody goes, I know. I said it before. I am with female. I know. So calm down. It's hypothetical. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Jack.
So hypothetically,
way
back when you were single.
Way back.
Back when you were single.
Way back.
And you met somebody.
Okay.
And it happened on the first night.
Okay.
Would you have thought to her to be wifey material or not?
I'm on the lines with Mr. Still.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We can still see each other afterwards. You know, still have fun. But I'm looking at a different light because if I'm looking at someone to be my wife, I want a challenge. I just need a little bit of a challenge on that first night. That's all I ask for.
Why?
Like stimulate me with my brain.
You're getting stimulated, all right.
Yeah.
That night.
This is more aggression, right?
That night.
Listen to me.
Is that what you're
Listen to me. Stimulate me with my brain. First night, it's just we getting it in. We having fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We getting it in. We having fun. We're going to have our first night fling. And if it grows from a partnership, so be it. But if I'm looking for a wife, I'm not looking to smash on the first night.
So
we're going to sit there. We're going to have that conversation. I'm be like, damn, you know what? She ain't the smash type. You know what I mean? I like her a lot.
Why is that? Why is that?
She's beating my brain up with some, you know what I mean? She's hitting me with the brain. She's mentally busting my ass right now.
When you say that, you mean she's challenging you.
She's challenging
She's challenging you
mentally,
not only
by
physically, not only
no.
physically,
I'm
but
not
mentally.
As you would say, I'm not gonna ask for the cookie. That's
Really?
not what I'm asking for. You know what I'm saying?
No matter how much you're attracted to her.
Real men don't ask.
If it happens, it happens.
Real men don't ask
Right.
for the cookie.
If it happens, it happens. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yo, let's go back. I'm not gonna do that. Now, if she wants to go back to the room, hey, so big. Ask the brother, because you know
what I said.
from
Real men don't ask for the cookie, right or wrong.
Absolutely. So from the previous podcast, you know, the aggressive women, that's an attraction, right?
True.
Yes.
So let's just say this female that you said was wifey material. She's beating your brains up.
Mentally.
Mentally.
Hold up.
But let's just say
smash
she just happens to be that aggressive woman as well. And she wants Detroit the minute she sees him.
What? They in the club.
Are you still going
In
to
the club, in the car.
think of her as wifey
and in the
material or
house.
not?
Dream.
I'm gonna actually think of her as a partner, because that can evolve into a serious relationship.
Okay.
All right.
Just for clarification, so you telling me like back in the day, like you see?
I didn't. Hey, hypothetically.
Okay,
Miss
I'm
Money.
saying when
Hey,
you're
Miss
like
Money.
15. We're gonna go back to 15.
Hey, Miss Money.
I don't want to go.
Just don't be this smart. You know what I'm saying?
Because
Miss Money.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Just don't be smart.
Miss Money was looking at this situation. And
Hypothetically,
she had a disposition already.
you
So listen to it.
Okay.
That's hypothetically. You're 21. Now, this is hypothetically. You see that word? You're 21, right? And you go to this club, you see this girl, and you're like, God damn, I want her.
Yeah.
And it's like everything about her is physical to you in your head.
Yeah.
It's like,
Physical is first attraction.
and she comes at you all crazy, like she wants you to blah 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 blah.
Okay.
So y'all bangs, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then the next day it's like, you're like, I like her. Is it the next day that you like her because you
Because we had sex.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can say
That's cool.
don't diminish that shit.
Yeah, you can say what you want to say.
Say whatever the fuck.
That's
you
what
wanna
I'm
say.
saying. Like,
She keeping it as lady.
physically, like the initially it was just a physical attraction.
Absolutely.
So the next day it's like, even though you had sex, it's like I kind of like her. I want to get to know her.
Yeah.
So
We can still do that. Because
but does that wipe the wifey slate from her name?
No. Like I said, if the next day I'm like, damn, I really like her.
Right.
Now I'm looking for a partnership.
Okay.
Now we're going to continue to have that communication.
Now I can understand.
Now we're going to have that
She's
communication.
a cheater. She had sex with you on the first night.
Oh, she cheated.
So we still going to have we're still going to have
throwing that out
communication,
there.
right?
Okay,
we still
yeah.
have communication. Then from there, if it goes to being real serious, so be it.
Okay.
But first, I'm not. If we smash on the first night, you ain't gonna be wifey right away. I'm looking for a partnership,
Most definitely.
possibly.
And I'm gonna say that
depending on how good the cookie was.
for most
Hypothetically,
dudes.
hey mom.
Cookie's your servant. Not mom.
Don't talk to mom. Bro, don't talk to mom right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. White Sparrow, don't do it.
It's hypothetically, mom.
White Sparrow, don't do it. White Sparrow, don't do it.
Hey, I was raised by a single woman. She knows the deal. She listens to us.
Yeah.
And I told him, she listens to us. And
Mom
she loves
loves us.
She loves us. Man, support. Mom, it's hypothetically, mom.
Because I'm glad you clarified that. Because my next question was going to be this: when you go buy your car, do you ever test drive your car,
Ooh.
or you just buy it?
Ooh.
I mean, we get something.
What you think about that? What you think about that?
I'll step on that
Miss
gas.
Money? Miss Money, what you think about that?
Exactly.
It seems like you got something to say about that. What you thinking, Miss Money?
I don't think none of it. I think that's a great similarity. Who wants to have something you didn't try out?
Yeah, you got to know what you're getting into.
And
Do you sink into the seats?
Exactly.
You
You
know?
fit
Well,
right.
sink
When you
into
get up
the
in that
seats.
thing,
No.
do it just sit
You know what?
back.
I probably shouldn't be on the mic for this one, but
No, you should not.
So Jay Lee, what's your feelings behind that? You brought it up. You guys.
True.
So,
Hypothetically,
I'm just the host on this one.
I mean, what's your feelings behind it?
Nah, honestly, I look at sex totally different now that I'm in my 40s. Like,
No, let's
for real.
no.
For real. Like, nah.
Why are we not capping out? This is smoke and mirrors on motherfucking cut. Smoke and mirrors on motherfucking cut. We uncut.
Oh, seriously?
Wifey knows.
I can't let you tap out.
Wifey know. Wifey know.
It's the word of the night. You know what the word of the night is?
What's that?
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
You know what I'm saying?
Hypothetically.
We had to use that earlier.
Get out of this.
We had to use that earlier.
You got to answer the question.
Nah, I feel as though that she still could be wifey material, honestly. I still do.
Right.
Like, I feel as though that I think that sex is just something that people do. It's something that people do. It's something that you want, I want. We pleased each other that night. We had a good time.
What you on that?
So
you're saying it doesn't take a value?
It doesn't
devalue.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, you grown, I'm grown.
Leave me hanging, brother.
Oh, for sure. You grown, I'm grown.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true right there.
and then the next day we take it for what it is.
Yeah.
That was a great hypothetical.
So
I'm gonna tell you
it
like
sounds like you with you're on our side.
Oh yeah, for sure,
Legend.
for sure.
Yeah.
But y'all still looking at that partner stuff. I still look at her. She still could be wifey. Because I looked at her.
I said that though.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I did say
but I'm looking at all her qualities. I'm looking at all her qualities before we had sex. And if I feel as though those qualities was wifey material before we had sex, and then I had sex,
You know all that within a chance.
You wouldn't know that quick. You wouldn't know that.
No, I didn't say what the time frame was before we talked.
We talking about 12 hours.
You talking about 12 hours?
No. Let's make it 4 hours. Let's make it 4 hours.
Okay, that's
we just got to the club at 10 o'clock.
Oh, we talking about
club at 10.
We talking about
now
one night stand.
Now she's
Let me know.
I didn't say
no wifey material.
I didn't say
Is that it?
Okay, now one night stand. One night stand. I'm not thinking wifey.
Now that's my theory. My scenario is because the fact is I don't. That's why I said I need you to define the question because I don't look for a wifey.
So what you're saying is
I
that
look for
you smash on the first night, you wake up next day, homegirl, she's sitting there, her wig's on the dresser, and like
why the wig on the dresser?
Why is that being wig?
Because she couldn't afford
because
a
they ain't
wig.
natural like me. So listen.
she ain't trying to sweat that thing
she
out.
gets up in the morning, she makes you breakfast.
Oh Lord!
God damn! Whoa. Did she lose? Did she lose after that?
I ain't done yet.
Hold up.
She lets your little puppy out, lets him go pee shit in the back.
God damn.
All this while you sitting there getting dressed for work, right?
What? Yeah.
That's
and then when you get done,
that's why
no.
But this is my scenario. When you get done, right?
We listening.
She don't say anything other to you than have a good day, and then she walks out. This is a bitch that you met last night.
Last night.
Last night.
Oh my God.
You moving in?
I'm gonna tell you like this. On some
and
real
she done
shit.
fed you goldfish and all that. You gonna treat her like
got
she
no
is
goddamn goldfish.
Okay.
She feeding her goldfish. She feeding some fish I don't even fucking have.
You don't have?
We good, my nigga. On some real shit. We good, my nigga. Like, I'm gonna tell you like this. On some real shit.
Lord have mercy.
On some real shit.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I think people need to talk about the positions they have in their relationships and where they are and where they aren't.
I agree.
And the reason why I say that is because certain people feel as though, regardless of whether you think this is more or isn't, certain people feel as though they do more than what you're expecting. And if what you're expecting is more than what they're giving, then you'll never be equal. So you need to talk. Communication. I know it's a cliche.
No, but it's true.
I know it's something that is talked about a lot. But communication is the key. On some real shit.
That's true, but you shouldn't. You should not ask for more than what you're willing to offer. Also, We are not children.
Respect that.
We are
Exactly,
adults.
but
So therefore, like if I'm getting up cooking you breakfast and
mhm,
if I'm
mhm.
cleaning, like I want you to meet me halfway.
Okay.
And if you're not, then I'm gonna side eye you.
But the difference is what is halfway. What do
What
you
you
feel?
mean? What's halfway?
And see,
Nigga,
that's,
if
and
I'm
hold
sweeping
on,
the floor, you should be
hold
mopping
on,
the floor.
hold on. Exactly. But the
Why do I have
difference
to tell
is,
you?
ooh, see, that's a whole nother conversation
Because
right
it's
there.
communication?
No, it's not
Because
about.
you're
It is.
that much of a child that I have to say, listen, hey, you know what? I need you to mop the floor today after I sweat, because you can't comprehend,
No,
like, this is adult things that you should be doing.
Mm.
Yes? No?
I won't argue with that at all. I won't argue with that at all. I definitely think that there's a difference between people understanding um, what is average as opposed to
Okay.
what people expect.
Here's
People
my
to do.
question. What do you expect as communication coming from your woman? What do you expect from her?
What I expect is
Communication.
100%. No.
That's a
100%
good
transparency. 100% transparency. And when I say that is what I'm talking about is none of us are psychic. None of us. Nobody. Man, woman, child, whoever you think about. None of us are psychic. You might think that it's regular for somebody to think that when you're doing X, Y, and Z, it's their job to do X, Y, and Z. But they don't know that. So if they don't know that and you don't get X, Y, and Z, then automatically you feel slighted because you expect them to do X, Y, and Z. And when they don't do it, you're like, man, this motherfucker here
Yes, sir.
ain't doing X, Y, and Z.
I
I'm
heard
going to
that.
find the motherfucker to do X, Y, and Z. But in all honesty,
I'm listening.
that person could be willing to do that. But in his mind, or is in her mind, they're not thinking that that's exactly what you want. So you have to be transparent in your communication and what you want, what you
I get
need,
that. I feel like
and what you feel
I
as though
had-
is equal.
I had to nudge my children. I don't want to nudge a grown man. So if I have to say to you, like, okay, this dish is in the sink, and you don't walk by, like, I'm on my way to work, and you like, oh, this dish is in the sink. Nigga, wash the dishes.
That's your first song.
Now I feel like I inherited a child.
That's your first song.
Now I have 4.
Nah, you don't have 4 unless you accept
And
them through the door.
that's like the one thing as far as communication. I feel like there is, forget the communication. It's common sense. I don't want to say.
That's even worse.
Yeah, I don't want to say to
worse.
you things that we can avoid. The
You
negative,
feel like he should get
the negative things that we can avoid instead of you being like, oh, being super petty. Because some people in their head, like, they're so trapped in their old relationships, they bring it into their new relationships. Oh, well, my ex used to do this. I don't care what the fuck she did. What I'm saying to you is that if you see dishes in the sink and you see me, like, I'm on my way and you sitting here and you doing nothing, wash the dishes.
Miss Money,
yes, dear.
did you have that same mindset from your first situation?
Did I have it then?
Yeah.
No. When I was in that relationship, I did everything.
So
I cooked.
You didn't expect him to do anything?
I cleaned. I literally did wifey duties.
No, not what you did, but did you expect him to do?
No.
Okay.
I pretty much was.
When did you start expecting?
Back and call type of deal.
When did you start expecting him or the individual to start doing these things without being told?
I didn't. With him, it was
Good
like
question.
whatever he wanted. Like
because you loved him that much, or because you felt as though that was.
It was the
what?
one time that I was willing to fold, or how you say it,
compromise, which is the worst word in the dictionary.
No,
No, it ain't.
Bow.
That ain't the worst
Even
word.
worse.
Rape got to be definitely worse than that.
This dude.
Bow. I think bow is worse than that. Like, I literally cooked, cleaned, picked up after this guy. Like, his son, I pretty much was like, I kind of made it mandatory for him to see his son, just so he could be around, be a part of his life. But it was nothing he had to do other than come home. Like, food was done, house was clean. Like,
So you had total control.
he pretty much did.
And then when did that change?
When I was like, fuck that shit.
No, I mean your whole life in general, not just with that.
Oh,
relationship.
when did it change?
Yeah.
Pretty much when
Not just him.
when
not
that
just him.
relationship was over, then it was a different outlook on pretty much all relationships. I
that's
was
when
not
you
willing
adopted?
I was not willing to give that 110% ever again.
So right now, you're telling me, as I'm hearing right now, you can prove me wrong. You tell me I'm wrong.
Oh shit.
As I'm hearing it right now,
Oh shit.
you are still carrying on. You still letting this man control your relationships beyond his absence because you change who you are.
No, what I'm
because of
saying
him.
is that I will bow to a man who is worth me bowing to.
Wow.
So you still have the qualities. You just haven't you haven't been introduced to that man to present your qualities to
No.
him.
I met
respect
a few guys, but it's like it's a great value. They're like great
You
value.
got a gift because not many women can do what you did. That's the reason why I asked that question.
They're great value, and I need like brand name,
I feel
and
you.
I can't. I won't stray from the formula ever again.
No, you should never sell it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
never
you
sell
should
it.
not, but you know how many women do a day and all the time,
And they are so
and
unhappy.
very.
I don't know if it's just
Here you go.
women.
Oh man.
I don't know if it's definitely just women. People stuff.
Anybody here at the table like the job?
Like that job?
Like your job? Like what you do?
I don't think nobody
I
likes
actually
their
don't.
job.
I actually don't mind my job.
No. Do you love your job?
Do I love it?
I love
Do
what
I love
do.
it? I don't love it.
I love what I do at one job. The other job is like
Right.
fuck them patients. I love what I do.
Okay.
I don't care for management. Little uptight,
Yeah.
but I actually love delivering mail. I love the weather change. I love to watch the different nature scenes.
For people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a few weirdos. Awesome.
The widows are awesome.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
They make it interesting because I got cross dressers out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one day it's a man, the next day he comes out and he's got like this big ass like divine wig on with rollers. I love it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He paid good money for that. That was real hair. He put rollers up in that thing. That's real hair.
Yeah,
He paid for that.
I see Troy over there with a different look.
Look.
What you thinking?
I was just trying to listen what the heck was going on around.
I got another question for the fellas.
Oh, he trying
Come
to
on, let's
sell
go.
that a chopping block.
Yo, how important do y'all think virginity is?
Oh shit. Virginity?
Yeah. Because you know, growing up, you always was.
It's been so long.
I know. But I'm saying,
on the person, man.
But I'm saying,
That's
I'm
some real shit.
I'm saying, growing up, you know.
That's some real shit.
Can I answer the first one?
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Answer that one?
Okay.
Alright. When I was young, I didn't appreciate it. I ain't gonna lie.
You didn't appreciate
I didn't
virginity?
appreciate virginity.
You
Okay.
didn't
Whoa,
embrace
whoa.
yours?
I let my virginity go to someone that didn't deserve it.
Well, that's because you're young and dumb
Yeah.
and full of cum, and you want to bust nuts.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line. That's just the
But
bottom
what I
line.
didn't understand, what I didn't know until years on, is the fact is that very first person that takes that from you, it takes years. If that person's not good, it takes years to erase that person out your mind, because that person takes your virginity.
You
You
think
gotta
so?
realize that you connect. You connect.
Miss Money, what you think?
Hey.
Hold up. Come on. Okay.
The person who took my virginity, first time I had sex, I actually got pregnant. So hey.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I'll never
It took
forget.
a whole lot of
I'll
years.
never forget that nigga. I will never forget that nigga.
Wow.
Do I wish I waited? Of course. I remember coming home crying.
But would you regret it?
Really?
Would you regret it?
Now, why did you cry?
Yeah, why'd you cry?
Go ahead.
I don't want to say it was like forced upon me, but it was like I wasn't ready, and it was like the afterthought of what did I just do? It's like robbing a bank, but
So you're saying you wasn't ready to have sex?
right, yeah,
You thought you wasn't ready,
it
but you did it anyway because that's what you thought he wanted, which he did.
It weighs on you. I'm telling you.
In his head, like I don't want to defend him, and I don't want to like. It was just, we had sex, but it was like, I think he thought at the time I was already sexually active.
Okay.
Because I was always like hanging out, but this was also around the time like my brother had passed away, and my mom and dad had gave me a tad bit of freedom, so I'm just hanging out with my friends, and he's like always seeing me, and he's like, "Oh, what's up with you?" And then it was like I had sex, and it was kind of like one of the second saddest days of my life. It really was.
Yeah.
I came home and I cried.
Yeah.
When you say it was one of the second saddest days of your life,
Third,
what are you
actually.
talking about exactly? Are you talking about an opinion, like not an opinion, but are you talking about a decision that you made? Or are you talking about maybe a society?
I should have treated myself better.
Thank you. Amen. Shalom.
Say that again, please.
I should have treated myself better.
Yes. That's
and what do you mean by that?
After, I had my oldest, when I was 15. So, number one, being pregnant at 15 and having to tell my friends, and keeping it on the low. I did not tell my parents until I was 8 months and 3 weeks.
you carry that time.
I was like a week away from my due date.
Wow.
I didn't even know it was my due date. I went to the doctor. She said, "When's the last time you had your period?" And I was like, "Oh, it was back in May." She was like, "Oh, you're due." And I'm like, "Shit." So, it just sped life up. So you have a baby at a young age, and it's like, you kind of think, you look at things differently, because it's like, now your friends are like having a ball, blasts, and I'm over here like, I gotta change diapers.
Yeah.
Miss Money said it from the third, man. Respect. I'm telling you, for women and men, you gotta understand, you got a rod, you got a life-giving rod up in you. Men too. And I'm saying, you cannot just throw that into any average woman. You gotta know that woman that you're gonna give that to.
Even at this age,
you always want to remember that.
You have to feel like
you cannot just throw that one. That first one,
no, you can't get
that first one, yo, that first one, you got to know that first one.
It was more of a sad occasion than a happy one. It was. I wasn't gonna be like, oh, I didn't come home and be like, oh, I so and so. I was so sad about it. Like literally. Nobody had sex until they realized I was pregnant.
Think about it. Example. How many people is still with that first person they was ever with?
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, it's not too many people that's really control that food.
So question. My original question was about virginity because, people value virginity.
Yeah.
They value. So if you could do it all over again, okay.
Well,
would you wait? Would you prefer a woman that was a virgin?
Ooh. Oh, for your first time? For your first time. For your first time?
For your selection.
For my
For your
first time.
selection?
For your selection.
For my
For your
first
first
time,
time.
I can't really say I wanted to be a virgin, but for my first time, I definitely would want it to have been somebody opposite who it was.
Somebody what? Somebody
Okay,
what?
I did not want the person who I had my first time with
Okay.
to be with that person.
let's get semi-personal. How old were you when you lost your
15.
So your frontal lobe is not, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't thinking straight.
Just think about what we talking about.
Like you're not thinking straight at that age. So you're not thinking about, I need this much mature woman so I could have sex with and lose my virginity. At that time, you just looking to bust.
Let me explain this stuff, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna explain this. I'm the baby of 9 children, which had and out of that baby of 9 children, I'm the baby of 6 boys. So I watched my brothers just murder chicks.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my highlight. I was poor.
You had a whole.
I was poor. I done lived in cars. I done lived on the streets. I done did what I had to do. I done lived in the parking lot of my own damn family driveway. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to sex, I can do that. My brothers did it. They were successful with it. So I didn't have money, so it was sex.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to what I think I want to get to sex. So let me get as far as I can get into with sex. And just, hey, I'm going to run it.
Yeah.
My brothers did it. I can do it. It erased my whole poverty.
Yeah.
So as soon as the chick came to me, half breed, half black, half Spanish, name, I ain't going to say it aloud, but
Marissa?
Yeah.
Oh, you're close. Yeah, you're close, but I ain't gonna get that. But chicken Glassboro, and yeah, she took it. And,
She took what?
His virginity.
Oh, my!
Come on, Miss.
Oh, you need a hug.
But the problem was that she couldn't appreciate it because obviously she was
More
already
advanced.
taking whoever took hers. She was adapted to that style.
Right.
So
So when she took mine, guess whose style I took after?
hers, of course. Yeah.
And that was the same chick who screwed my best friend.
I just personally think everyone's experience is different, right?
Definitely.
It's definitely different.
Definitely.
But you gotta value that thing, man.
I mean, now that you
My
think
shit
about
was
when
in the
you're 40 years old, yeah, you're saying, damn, I should have valued that time, of course.
Mm.
But when you're at that age where your hormones is going crazy and you're learning about your body, you're learning about the female or the male body, you're intrigued and you're interested, and your hormones are heightened. So you're not thinking about, I need to lose my virginity to someone who's mature, and you're not even thinking that. You're at a house party, we're at a football game,
This person
basketball
is
game, you
willing.
see somebody, you're like,
He lost his virginity.
This person is willing.
to get it.
This person is willing.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just thinking.
And I'm willing too.
Yeah.
What's good?
Yeah.
But
I'm 15 and I'm
What's good?
moving. Let's go.
Oh, my.
So Troy, how old were you when you lost your virginity?
I was.
He said he was
He said how old. I was going to ask him how many times
Yeah,
you lost virginity.
I was.
How many
one
times?
Yes.
One time?
I don't know. This guy, I think he lost it several times.
Nah, he only lost.
So when it goes back to my question, as far as the woman that you selected, her being a virgin, does that really matter?
It does matter.
It does matter.
It does
For
matter.
you. For you.
It does
that
matter.
shit ain't matter to me.
Think about it. Most people don't. The female usually don't choose a male virgin, and the male usually don't choose a female virgin.
Mm-hmm.
But if they did choose that, at least it's a clean slate. But a lot of times, when that male choose a female that already had sex with another male, well, that female already adapted to whatever male partner she done had.
So I'm gonna say this. What if? What if?
She on the ride.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say
Oh, poor guy.
let's say prior to you having sex, right?
Oh my God.
Let's say she has sex with another virgin, right? Let's say hypothetically. She has sex with another virgin. Therefore, that sex ain't gonna be that great. Now she moves on to you to have sex for the second time. For her to have sex.
That would be great.
So how do you think that will change your behaviors or whatever?
Because of the fact that she has sex with another virgin and now she's having sex with me, it's going to be either clumsy or it's going to be totally exotic. Because of the fact is, I don't know what these two already had.
So
because they already was screwed up when they first jumped into together. So now if I come into it, I don't know any different.
I mean, I totally understand what you're saying, but I'm just.
He just blew your mind a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand what you're saying.
I get what you're saying. You're saying that if it's two virgins, you're either gonna be bumbling in the dark, or if
it's still pure.
Right.
It's still pure. It's still innocent because
but
neither one bringing nothing to the table.
Somebody
so
who already had sex, that person already adapted the last person's style.
Yes, Miss Money. Exactly.
I like being choked.
Exactly.
I mean, it could be that.
Hey, fellas.
Shut the fuck up.
Miss Money said she likes being choked.
Shut up, man.
Hit us up on Smoking Mirrors.
What you say?
Smoking Mirrors, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll hook you up.
I appreciate you guys. I had fun tonight.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
It was a good night. It was another good night. Another good night.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Wait a minute, I didn't hear B more anymore.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Response to that.
What?
Your response.
Do we want to hear that?
No, Miss Money.
All right, so we'll finish off with y'all two responses to that. To that question.
What was the question?
Who to?
The importance of virginity. Do you think that
it's very important?
So, because growing up,
the one thing I wish that I could redo was that.
So do you? Okay, so question.
I want to keep my child because, like I said, I conceived my first child because of I gave up my virginity.
All right.
It was more of a sad occasion for me. It was probably a victory for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish I had treated myself better. That's all.
So would you prefer your dude to be a virgin right now? At this point in your life?
No!
That's all I'm saying.
Why would I?
That's all I'm saying. So does experience trump virginity at some point in time in your life?
I will say everybody's sexual technique is different. Everybody likes certain things. Like, some people like to make love.
So let's say if you met a 40-year-old
I'm one of those people.
So if you met
let's
say if you met a 40-year-old virgin, and you guys started dating, he told you.
No need to ask that question. She already said she ain't trying to teach nobody nothing.
Listen. He's a 40-year-old virgin.
40-year-old virgin.
He told you what it was. I'm 40-year-old. He told you about it. He never had sex and blah, blah, blah. But you are digging this guy. Mm-hmm. Of course you don't want to teach a 40-year-old man about. But he knows about going through, let's say, sexual endeavors or whatever. Mm. But he's never actually physically done it. Mm. So what are you doing there? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I've known someone who was 40 and never had sex.
Poor child.
And then he finally had sex. A guy. Mm. He finally had sex. He was probably about 42, 43 years old.
He got married the next day, didn't he? Close to it.
Yeah, close to it. Close to it, because he never experienced it, right? So So you're telling me that you're not willing to take on that endeavor? If you really listen, if you're really feeling the guy, right?
I'm like a challenge. I'm saying
it's a challenge, right?
It's to have sex.
Good guy. Look, because some women like bad guys, right?
He's a good man.
He's a good dude.
Oh man.
Take care of the girls.
Wearing uniform.
Yeah, wearing uniform. He's wearing uniform. Shoes is always polished.
Oh my God.
Nice feet.
Oh shit.
Man, pretty feet. His shit has braces for 3 strong years.
Oh man.
Still wears things in his mouth.
He still got the retainers.
Still got the retainers to this day.
He's just a tad bit virginist. Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna
See, the
teach
thing
him.
is-
You gonna teach him.
But he poked the shit out your shit.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And this is the guy you went to Jamaica with, and you saw him in
Oh,
his
you
linen.
brought her all the way around. He brought her all the way down.
Hold up, he Dexter?
You know what I'm saying? The wind was blowing just right. The heat was just right. The moisture in the air was just right.
Glisten all over his ball.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, that sounds like my ideal guy. Untampered with, beautiful.
I'll tell you
I'm
about the
gonna
part.
teach you a whole lot of
Yes,
things.
he is.
I will.
You sure you gonna
So
teach him?
you're
You sure
with
you
it.
gonna teach
You're
him?
I will
down.
Or he
I
gonna
will-
teach you?
He's a virgin.
But he might have been reading up on some ish.
You have
He
no
could,
idea.
I mean,
He
he could.
stay
he
on
could-
Pornhub.
No idea.
He stay on Pornhub.
Remember, he is 40 years old.
So he had to do something.
You ain't never felt before. He might stroke your.
That might be
you ain't never
awesome
felt.
because he knows like book knowledge, but I just
So you know real now.
I just know shit.
Say it. Just say it.
No,
So
say it.
so your game to be
I'm not
to
gonna
be the
count him
teacher.
out. Why not?
Okay.
I mean,
Because before you just said no, you're not willing to do it. Now,
She
now-
thought
No.
about it. She thought
See,
about it.
I just threw that Dexter on
I
you.
think the
He's
worst
sitting on
thing-
9.5. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting on that
First of
9.
all, let me be very clear about something.
I know what
It
you're about to
has
say.
nothing to
Let's
do
say it.
with size.
The
What
lies
happened?
they
Oh.
tell.
Say it. Everybody quiet. Yeah. Put the mic in her face.
Start a whole new episode on this one.
Hey, put the mic close to her face. So I can hear that one more again.
Say it again.
What size?
Oh,
What
God.
exactly are we talking
It has nothing to do with size. If
What
let
has
me
nothing to
tell
do
you
with
something.
size?
I could just physically be attracted to and be turned on by that. I don't need your.
about? What's that? Hold on. We're not doing no.
It has nothing to do
Like-
with size. Do you really think at this age that us women are like, oh my god,
It's
you
not
gotta
about
have like
us.
9-inch.
Look,
No,
look,
I don't want a
this is
nigga
a
with a
podcast.
9-inch dick and like killing my inside.
This is a podcast. This is a podcast.
I don't
This
need
is a
that.
podcast. We
I don't
want
need
to
that.
hear real shit from real people. And we want to hear
I need all
real
this
shit.
to be in the same spot when I'm 45. I don't need anybody rearranging my shit.
So, what we talking about?
So, what causes your emotional bond with a man? Is it his physical? Is it his emotional? Is it his
It's everything,
actions?
right?
Is it his
I think-
characteristics?
Look,
No.
without her speaking, I say
Here you go.
it's the same.
There you go. Yes, daddy.
What you
I
saying?
like them words.
Yeah.
That was another. You know what?
I like-
That's another episode.
I will wrap it up by saying.
Yeah.
I will wrap it up by saying that, like, I like for a man to be himself, and if he can't, I hate for a man to like. If you assume I'm a certain type of female and you're trying to play along with that, guess what? I will shut you the fuck down so fast and put you out. Like if you're not yourself, I can sense that you're not yourself, and most women can.
So on that note,
Smoke.
Been there, done that.
I'm gonna smoke 2 cigarettes
yes,
after this.
yes, yes.
Been there, done that.
We thank all the listeners for tuning in
Yeah.
to Smoke and Mirrors.
Damn.
You know,
Is that where we at?
uncut,
We at the end of this one
uncut. We at the end. It's been an hour and a half, bro.
Oh my goodness.
It's been an hour and a half.
So,
this is what we do.
so, listen to all those listeners.
Here we go. Here.
To all those listeners,
Mm-hmm.
let you know that it's a place for you. You know what I'm saying? We talking about anything. Jason Lee is on it.
You just call my whole government
Yeah,
out.
you a government?
He more is on it.
But I'm
Jay
on it.
Lee is
I'm
on
always on it. I'm
Hey,
always
Jay
on it.
Lee is
Floyd is
on
on
it.
it.
Hey,
Ain't no secret right now. We on it.
Mhm.
what I would like to say, man, just I appreciate our guests coming in.
Definitely.
For another
Miss Money and D Stizzle.
D Stizzle.
Thank
D Stizzle, baby.
We definitely appreciate
Miss
it.
Money.
Once
Go,
again,
girl.
Money.
You're my counterweight, girl.
See, Money. We need
Big
more
J on the
females
ones
to
and
get
twos.
there.
Be more.
Big J.
Be more. I
Be
appreciate
more.
it. But you know how we do, man. Hey, Smoke.
Main host.
No, that's every day. It switches, man. We all main
It
hosts.
feels
That's
good
how we
right
do it.
here,
For
right
sure.
now. Feel the love in here.
This is a family. This is a brotherhood
Yes.
And a sisterhood now.
and a sisterhood.
And a sisterhood.
Oh, appreciate
Yes,
it.
we
Appreciate
connected.
y'all listening.
Some real
Yeah.
shit.
Big
Some real
J,
shit.
send us away, brother.
All right. Thanks for coming out. God bless and good night. Later.
Yeah.
Got me caught up in the moment. She got me caught up in the moment. Got me caught up in the moment. I only kiss her when she on it. Touch her good, make her call me in the morning. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. I go and get it and I let her count it for me. I touch her good and she always ride it for me. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. I go and get it and I let her count it for me. I touch her good and she always ride it for me.
Yeah, temporary forever. Levitate what it is. I can teach you till you hate me, bet you hate them navel kisses. We can do like 8 positions, hit it till your makeup missing. Baby girl, my stroke official, and you know I paint that picture on my line. Most of them nines, couple of them downs, but all my hard to find. And I ain't always on the prowl, it's just my soul to mix it brown. Got me quite open for a while, so let me in or let me out. And I like my wanna bright, and I like my window tinted out. Shout out them strippers, hustle, get yours, you know what this about. I just might throw a big amount, don't know if I'm supposed to take you out. I just know that I'm supposed to praise you up, don't mean I ain't supposed to take you down. Word up.
My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. I go and get it and I let her count it for me. I touch her good and she always ride it for me. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. I go and get it and I let her count it for me. I touch her good and she always ride it for me.
My bad looking like a bag of money. Every time she me, she say, can I have some money? I say, can I get a threesome? She say, boy, you funny. But I be like, for real, just pick up that phone, call one of your girls when I'm on that. And I pop that. Girl, I put in that word. Long as she come to me first, it's 14 racks. What I put on that Persia, that Birkin bag, make her old dude mad when I murk through. Passing that dark blue jazz, she like my style, but I talk too fast. And I got that drive, and she just might crash. Hold up. She say she with me the long way. She gon' ride this, I had a long day. Look at my pop, she looking the wrong way. Something mean look exactly just like the song say.
My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. I go and get it and I let her count it for me. I touch her good and she always ride it for me. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. My chick bad, looking like a bag of money. I go and get it and I let her count it for me. I touch her good and she always ride it for me. She got me caught up in the moment. Got me caught up in the moment. She got me caught up in the moment. Got me caught up in the moment. I only kiss her when she on it. Touch her good, make her call me in the morning.
Maybach music.